Hi everyone! Welcome back to Ryugaku101 Podcast. I'm Mizuki.
And I'm Aida.
So this episode we're going to talk about like how much or like what English level that you need to be able to study abroad. To be able to study abroad and also like to keep up with schoolwork. What score you need to be at to be able to get into like different levels of school, like Ivy League or, you know, that kind of stuff. So, how should we talk about this? Should we start with Ivy League?
Ivy Leagues? I mean, like, all the top schools, like, including Ivy Leagues, U of T, UBC, McGill, and I'm not sure about, like, Europe and Australia, but, like, all the top school, like, I feel like, you need at least 100 for the TOEFL.
Really? I feel like you need, like, at least 110.
Oh, no, the requirement is, like, 100.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not as high as I thought it was going to be. Okay.
Because, you know, it's only test your English level. So, like, the school wants to know, like, if you can keep up with school works with
true.
The English level he or she has.
Yeah.
So, the other requirements for the top score is, like, above 100. I'm not sure about IELTS because I didn't take IELTS. So
I've never taken IELTS either.
Yeah. But now, like, people take Duolingo exams, like more than TOEFL or IELTS because it's cheaper and it's a little bit easier to get scores, I guess. That's what people said. But I've never taken
it. Seems like it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's also online, so like you don't have to go to like exam center to take exams. So
how much is it? Is it like 60? Ish. Yeah. Compared to like 300.
I know.
Which is ridiculous. Why?
I know.
Yeah.
So if you are aiming to go to like top schools in Canada or in the States, you need at least 100 TOEFL scores. And we're not sure about IELTS. It's like 6.5.
I think if you can get 7, that's pretty good. So maybe like at least 6, I guess. But I'm not sure. Again, we don't know.
Yeah. But check the school website.
Yeah. That's the most accurate information you can get. So for me, I went to SILS. And we get like a sheet of like, we get this like sheet of all the schools that we can apply to that has some association with Waseda. And they all have like the scores that you need to get or the GPA that you need to get to be able to get into that school. And most of the time the US and Canada are like the most popular country. So you need to have certain level of TOEFL scores to get into like even like the States. So for that, I feel like if you want to get into any colleges in the States, I think you would need to like aim 80. 75 or 80 is like the minimum, yeah. So it's pretty like it's a competition really with other students. So you need to get good GPA and you don't need like high TOEFL scores. So probably like 75, 80 would be the aim. Yeah.
You know, I did IB in high school, so like I kind of get used to like writing essays or like do a presentation in English. Like for those of the Japanese students who want to like studying abroad as like exchange students for 1 year, like they take courses in Japanese. Like the sales is like a different story, but like other department, like such as like I don't know, 経済学部 or like 文学部, like they were taking courses in English for like 1 or 2 years, like in Japan. So like even though like if they could get like 75, 80 like TOEFL scores to apply for the like exchange program, like it's not like they can write or like, you know, do presentations in English.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like how can they like, I don't know, manage or like get used to those like English like academic like like
activities and stuff,
yeah. In
you just need to practice, really. Like if you don't practice, like you can't do it on the spot. It's not something that like one day you can automatically do it. You really need some practice. So I'm sure like there's some like places that you can like practice at, and like if you're a high school student or even like a college student, I'm sure like if you go to like an English teacher, they'll do it. Like if you ask them like, can you maybe like train me to be able to like write an essay, and like can you give me a topic and I'll write about it, and like can you like maybe look through and whatnot. I'm sure they'll help you if they're nice. I don't know. But when I was in high school, I did that kind of stuff. Like, for example, when I was doing eigang, and like I went to my English teacher and I was like, I have a interview. Like, can you maybe help me with that interview? And so my teacher was the interviewee, and I was the I was the interviewee, and the teacher was the interviewer. And like I did some practice like that, so I'm sure you can like grab a teacher or two and like do it for free. So yeah, you can do that. And also I'm sure like in the UK or Australia they have what is it called, the courses that you can take right before the actual school
as university.
Yeah, like before you get into the actual universities, you get like a prep course.
Yeah.
What is it called?
A few moments later.
In the UK or Australia, or I'm sure like other countries as well, they have this course called foundation course where they will prep you for like presentation, essays before you get into the actual colleges or universities. So and I'm sure you get that option, or like some schools even like require you to get into that course before you actually go. So I'm sure there's a way that you can practice and not go in like blindly and like be like, I don't even know how to write in English, you know?
And in Canada and US, like you can start from college, not from uni. I mean community college or like college. So, and you can even get the credits from college to transfer to university. So it's not like wasting time. So, and I feel like most of Japanese like students start from college.
Do they?
I mean, if they don't have like English background, or
I don't know.
Well, like 70% or I don't know, 60% of like Japanese students starts from college, or like even from like language school.
Yeah. And even like a lot of the time, not a lot of the times, but some programs really do like require you to get into language school first, or the foundation course first, or like the small colleges and then step up to bigger universities. And it's built that way sometimes. So if you're really worried about it, maybe like find a way you can study abroad like that, and like have a tiny step and then get into a bigger universities or colleges.
Yeah, even U of T has the language school.
Oh really?
Yeah. So if your English proficiency score like didn't meet the requirement, you have to go to language school first.
Yeah.
To get into
That's
the
true.
like the first grade of the university. So I mean, it's a little bit risky, but like you can maybe apply to uni and see how it goes. And
maybe they'll direct you into a less difficult path for you.
yeah, I mean, it's always like important to like have a backup plan. So like
That's true, yeah.
don't apply to only like dream schools. Where you definitely have to like apply to the university that meets your level.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Definitely.
back in high school, like I was like almost like apply to only like dream schools and like because you know like I want to go there, so but you know my teacher said like no, you have to apply to like other university as well. Then what if like you failed all the school and you know
or like maybe I'm sure you'll have some like consultant, I guess, that will help you guide through like your study abroad plan before you even decide on like what colleges you're gonna go. So I'm sure they will like tell you like maybe this is not a good idea, so like maybe take this path instead of you know the more difficult path. So I don't think you have to be like that worried about, you know, like, is this right for me or stuff like that? Because there's always going to be someone who will like help you a little bit. When it comes to TOEIC, which is not really an exam that's like well known through, you know, the globe, but I do get DMs like how like what score should I be aiming to like like before studying abroad, and I'm like, I don't really know. Just because you can score on tests doesn't mean like you can really apply that into your daily life and like real life situations. So like don't put pressure into like getting a good score, because that's not the most important thing. I would say like focus more on like eikaiwa, you know, online English tutoring. I think it's better than like, you know, studying to get good grades on TOEIC. So, yeah, just because you might think that your English level is not that bad in Japan, but just because you can speak English in Japan doesn't mean that that's going to be like the same in the States, because the speed is different, like how fast people talk are different, like just the way of saying things, like, is very different, really. So, I think, speaking, like, you need to get used to that. And it's not like you need to know everything. Like, you don't need to know everything, because you're gonna learn, like, as you go. But I feel like you would need to get, like, a little, like, at least a little good at it. A little good at it, like, before going there. If you want to get by smoothly. But which skills do you think it's the most important?
Oh, I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah. I was like, is speaking that like important?
Like, it's not that important. Listening, I think, is more important. Because if you can't like understand anything,
sure.
If you can't understand anything, you can't communicate at all. But like, it doesn't matter if you can't speak. Like, just like gesture it, and like people will understand. So like, speaking is not that important compared to listening. So I would say like you need to have like a not even decent, but like good enough to understand like 50% of like, let's say, like shows.
Well, you know, I'm not sure about your university, but like my university, U of T, like there are so many like professors from like different country and ethics. So you know, the accent. So I was like, I can understand American and Canadian accent completely. It's not like how professors the accent the professor has is either American or Canadian. So like, if you cannot understand their accent, like you have to you gotta change your courses.
But the thing is, like, even native English speakers can't understand the professor's English. So even they're like, what the heck?
You need to have the listening level that you can understand American or Canadian accent at least. Then another accent is like different story. So like, I mean, next level. So
because like the countryside in like the UK, I can't understand them. Even like people from London can't sometimes understand what the people from the countryside are saying. Do you know Little Mix? Little Mix 知らない? Little Mix 知らない?
Little Mix.
Yeah, is this girl band from the UK. X Factor からの知らない. I'm in shock. What? ワンディ知ってるよね? It's like the same level. They're like the same level.
Okay.
Really? Oh my god.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But maybe I might know their song though.
後で
Alexa に聞いてみよう.
Okay. Anyway, like they were currently there's like 3 members, but there were 4 members originally, and 2 of them are have like, I think it's called Geordie accent, and like their accents are very thick, very, very thick, and people like even the other members in Little Mix thought they were foreign because of their accent. So like sometimes, like depending on where you're going to, even if it's the same country, like the dialects are very different in the accents and everything. So if you can find like a vlogger from that area, or even like shows or whatever from that area, I think that'll be helpful. Because if you can't understand what they're saying, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. So the first skill that you would need is listening, and the second would be
reading. Because of the assignments.
True.
Yeah. The reading assignments are like, there's so many of them. So
reading in college is a nightmare.
Yeah. I don't ever want to do it again.
Same.
Even like, because you like reading.
But it was too much.
Okay. Even for her, it was hard.
Yeah.
But for me, who it's not like, I just can't read.
Oh.
Like, I know how to read. I can read things, but it's just hard for me to, like, just store it in my memory. So, it was easier for me to read from my ears, like, listen to it instead of reading it. So, there are, like, softwares or services that you can use, such as Spotify. Not Spotify. I'm a little tired. I'm sorry.
Speechify,
and there's 2 other softwares that you can use. ちょっと待ってね. Speechify, NaturalReader. I think that's what you were using, yeah? And Podcastle. So, they're like services that you can use that will turn your readings into audio. So utilize those if you don't want to read and listen to it instead. So yeah.
And you know, like when I get bored of like reading, like I printed out all the documents and put it on the fridge with magnet and like use those apps, and I was like reading, you know, on the fridge, and I mean watching on the fridge, and like, and I'm like,
so you were just like standing on,
standing
like in front of the
because you know, if I like sit on the chair, like I get so bored and like, you know, getting like so sleepy, so like I was like standing and like staring at the fridge and listening from the app and also reading at the same time.
You can multitask too if you listen to it.
Yeah.
Like cleaning while you're listening to it and stuff like that. So I recommend like listening to it. But yeah. Writing skills, you'll get tons of help anyway. So I think you'll be fine.
Go to lighting center and go to office hour, or like go to office hour of tutors.
Or like
TAs.
even, TAs.
And not tutor,
Even like your friends. Because I did some, what do you call them? Editing. My like a couple of my friends like asked me to edit or like read their papers before submitting it, and I was like, me? I'm an international student. Like, are you sure? But yeah, they're like, yeah, just go ahead. So maybe like ask your friends to like read it through before submitting it, and if they can edit a little things here and there, that'll be like great. So yeah, ask for help.
Always ask help.
Yep.
And also, like as Mizuki-chan talked about in another episode, if you are exchange student, it's always like important to let professors know that you're exchange.
Because like before classes, I always went like directly to the professor and be like, "Hi, I'm an international student taking your class. Yoroshiku desu." I was like, I might not understand things here and there. I might like ask you a lot of questions, but like, yeah. よろしくってなんていう英語で
Nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to
I guess, yeah.
take your course.
Or you can like even like maybe submit emails. But I think like going to the professor directly is the best because like they'll remember your face, you know? So let them know that you're an international student so they know a way to help you out. The worst, this is kind of like harsh, I feel like. A harsh way for me to say it. I'm fine. I feel like it's kind of like a harsh way of saying it, but like the worse you are, the quickly you will observe stuff and like improve.
I mean, if you try,
yeah, like you won't be able to like magically be better at it in a month or two, but like if you are there for like 6 months, like I think you'll improve a lot actually.
And people always say like on the first 3 months are the like toughest moment. And so if you can get over with like first 3 months, and I feel like you kind of getting used to it, to the college life and all the like lectures, I guess. So English
skills and levels are of course like important, but at the same time your surviving skills, your survival level and skills are also very important.
True.
Yeah, because you know college is all about surviving, really. So like how much help you're gonna get from professors, or like, you know, like 本当言ったもん勝ち. Literally, like if you ask for help, they will answer those help. But if you don't say anything, you won't get any help. Because in Japan, it's all about equality, you know? Isn't it? Like if one person are gonna get help, like everyone, it's unfair or something like that. Japan is more of that culture. But in the States, like the person that like cries for help are gonna get help, but if not, then like whatever, you're on your own, you know?
Yeah. And if you want more past papers, you have to be friends with seniors. Or like you have to make more friends to get more papers, past papers. So
that's true.
Yeah, all the surviving schools.
Yeah. So like maybe befriend someone that's like sitting next to you in class, and like you don't have to be like besties with that person, but like, you know, support each other and be like, do you know what they're saying? Or like, you know, ask little questions here and there, and they'll help you out, and like maybe form like a study group. And study groups are always great. And there's a lot of websites that you can get past papers or like even notes from other students, like Study Pool, and I'll list those in the description. I can't think of it right now, but there are websites that you can utilize. So yeah, ask for help. That's the best way. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So English surviving skills are as important as English skills. Yep. Well, we were originally going to talk about like how like what level of English skills you need to go to study abroad, but we kind of like elaborated too much on that, but that's okay. So So yeah, I hope this episode helped you in some ways. And yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.